from Group 3 and we will presentation about classroom layout, seating arrangement, and classroom environment. And before we explain about the material, I will introduce our member. The first, Aprilia Dwy H, Ichromi Ananda, and the last, Ahmad Maulana I. The first material is classroom layout. The importance of layout. So, the importance of layout is it can help stimulate and motivate your student. And if we create the classroom more comfortable, friendly, and colorful, it's very positive learning and social environment for your student. And the second, some consideration. Before we create the classroom layout, here are some questions to consider. The first question is, can we see the face of every single student and can they see us? And the second, can the students see one another? And the third, can everyone see the board if we are planning on using it? And the last question, can we move around the room so that we can monitor effectively? Setting arrangement are very important to the classroom for interaction, atmosphere and behavior. It is easy to take setting for granted or only see the partial benefits it provides, but proper setting can be useful tool to accomplish class objectives. There are three styles that are commonly used in the classroom: traditional row, U-shape, and cluster, group or pairs. Each has their own pros and cons, and each should be weighed carefully to meet the objectives of the lessons and the style of the educator. Traditional rows. In the traditional class, all the desks are facing the chalkboard and teacher desks. This classroom layout is very effective if your classroom often use projectors, slide, and a chalkboard. The layout is suitable for teacher-centered classes such as lectures. It encourages focus on the educator and content. It is easy to implement with large classes. And the second material will be delivered by April.
So the second is U-shape sitting. So U-shape sitting is when the classroom arrangement is the text is arranged like the vowel U, like this. And there are the pros and cons in the sitting arrangement, in the U-shape sitting arrangement. The first is encourage discussion and interaction, easy to observe students and provide one-on-one help if needed, creates a connection with the educator and other students, creates a small community in which to learn, assist in engaging students to learn, can be an enabler to students to participate, helps control some students with behavioral problems. And the contrast is shy students may feel anxiety being part of one large group, and some students don't want to talk with many eyes open them. For all the directions cannot be used with all age to control behavior. If the class is not a talkative group, the silence of many can discourage the speaking of a few. No sitting arrangement can force a class to talk that doesn't want to talk. Classroom size and number of students can thwart the usefulness of these arrangements. So to sum up, U-shape layout is appropriate for smaller classes that want more interaction between the teachers and the student, and it can ease the teacher to help the student that need help, and the size of number of students can make it difficult to use because If the student want to make an interaction and or discussion with other student, the desk is not easy to be moved around. Next material is cluster sitting. So cluster sitting is a pair or a group layout that we usually use in the classroom, like the traditional rows. It can contain of two students in a group or more. And there are pros and cons in cluster sitting. The pros are: the small group creates safe area for students to interact, allows for feedback from other students before expressing ideas to the larger group, creates a more personal experience for interaction, share knowledge on group work increases individual knowledge. Student behavior can be monitored much easier, can have assistant teachers in the form of students to boost group performance, can easily access or monitor student work. And the contra are and the cluster sitting contras are: some students may only copy work and are not engaged in learning. Students rely on a strong student to interact with the class. Placing students in group doesn't mean they will work as a group. Educator may not be able to fully assess each student's ability. Students can easily avert attention or away from listening to the instructor or the student. So, to sum up again, the cluster sitting, so it can promote cooperative learning. So the interaction between student and other student is really affected in this layout, and the students need to contribute when they are working on their assignment or others. And it's suited for in small or large class because the desk can easily move it around to the class, like from traditional to cluster. And the higher level student can help the lower level student. So the next material will be delivered by Ichromi Ananda. Gak apa-apa katanya di suara-suara.
Editing.
So thank you Aprilia for the time, and I will explain about classroom environment. So the classroom environment is the place which teacher and students make in the class in term to maximize the learning process and make the students feel comfort to learn. This is not only consists of place, but it also consists of like situation, weather, or psychological environment of the students. For example, if the class is facilitated with air condition, students will happy to learn in the class because it will be not hot temperature. And if the classroom is really what is it, like colorful, it would be fun to learn in the class. So for instance, the classroom environment is some kind of situation, place, and psychological in classroom in order to maximize the learning process. And next, so there are 5 elements of classroom environment. and I will explain it until the point 3. But there are positive asset-based relationship visible among all in the classroom. Second is student have voice and choice in matter that pertain to the, and the third is lessons are made relevant by connecting the curriculum to a student's life. And the fourth is the classroom psycho environment responds to students' learning preference. And the last is routines and practice have a predictable rhythm. So positive asset-based relationships are visible among all in the classroom. So, for instance, the relationship between student and teacher are important because if we want to make a maximize learning process between students and teacher, so we have to, as a teacher, we have to make a good bond between us and our students. And the bond must be not overstated or fake. So we have to make our good relationship between our students with naturally by identifying their strengths and quality. There are several ways to identify our students, but I give an example. It's like greetings the students. For example, like if we see a bunch of group of students, and we only say that hello guys, it will not be affect to students feeling with much, but it's only like only a regular greeting. But if we greet them by name, it would affect their interest to make a good relationship between them and us. For example, like Fatur and Baim are friends, and me as a teacher pass them in a way, and I greet them with cheerful tone or smile face, like hello Fatur, hello Baim, like that. So it will make the students happy and feel like we are the teacher that good enough to be a lecturer or as a friend. And next, second is students have voice and choice in matters that pertain to them. So in particular, in regular class, in 1 decade back or more, students are the regulator of the class. So the students will not have any power to express their creation. Like it is like traditional method that teachers did in the past, like everything is right when the teacher says it's right. So to make a good environment between students and teacher, we as a teacher must provide an environment that makes them feel not under pressure, with giving power such let them speak let them speak up, like answer question or giving up opinions or correcting the others or just do some kind of discussions. And this if we are making a good environment such, giving them power to speak up, it may build their confidence, capacity to speak up, or take a risk and making the decision. For example is we teacher provide one case that one problem that do not have any absolute answer, and just give them as assignment, and in the end of meeting or the end of activity, we teacher and students speak up our answers one by one and discuss it. Is it really considered as a right solutions or not? Something like that. And next. So lessons are made relevant by connecting the curriculum to the student's life. So maybe in the past, students and teacher only learn about the materials within using books as the main sources of of knowledge. But it would be boring because the students would not really happy if they do not study with interest. So we as a teacher must connecting the student's life or experience to be an example of the material, and it also make the students pay attention to us. For example, like we are taking an example of one particular material, and we bring up the students' experience. For example, like if we learn about recon text, and we are taking an example of recon text by asking the students' experience of holiday, for example, or another experience. Also, that's all from me. The next material until the end will be delivered by Ahmad. Ahmad, that is yours.
Thank you for your time. Okay. So the last part is about classroom physical environment and how students respond to the learning preference. The classroom is heaven for many students living with adversity. For instance, students should have input in the arrangement and design of their classroom, including desks and wall space, to facilitate collaboration, discussion, and individual works. Routine and practice have a predictable line. A classroom activity that uses routine and rituals are critical for creating and unpredictable natural living with adversity. Like example is a routine opening meeting to describe the day's schedule and discuss how students will transition from one activity to another. Next please. And last one, the most important is the classroom environment itself. One important thing that we need to pay attention is on the classroom design and layout. The classroom design and layout will give impact on student performance and student moods. Classroom with the bad shape and bad layout designs will make student mood and student performance become more relevant. And the situation will be continued into the end of study, or it will continue beyond the ends. So it's very important for us to make sure the classroom environment, layout and design can be sustainable and acceptable for the student. And don't forget the economy. Next, and that was the last one explanation. Thank you for your attention. Any question? Okay, thank you for all. Sorry if you are making mistake or something in this presentation. I hope you are satisfied with our presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.